This is WVLT News at 6:30.
When you have all these starts, you know, you have to get out, and it'll wear your crews out, both the structural fire departments and us. You know, they're having fires across the state right now, so there's not a lot of just extra crews and stuff. Everybody's busy.
Firefighters spending the night fighting this fire on Andes Ridge. At one point, it got too dangerous and crews had to pull back. Good evening and thank you for joining us for WVLT News at 6:30. I'm Ellie Bird. We've been working to bring you updates since we first told you about the Andes Ridge fire last night. In the past hour, we got an update that the fire is now 160 acres and now 40% contained. Now, last night, Rocky Top Police Department sent out an alert to residents saying if you live in the area and the fire approaches your property, please call 911 and do not try to fight it. Well, we have team coverage for you tonight on what we know so far and how the weather conditions are just right for these fires to get out of control. Let's start with our Lexi Lepoff. Last night, Rocky Top Police told people to not fight the fires, but you spoke to a family who had to do just that.
Yeah, Ellie, today I met with a father and son who immediately ran to do everything they could to slow the fire that was coming towards their property. A scary and brave risk that they said they were willing to take to protect their home.
I was scared because, obviously, I grew up here and it's like a special place to me. So, obviously, when you hear there's a chance your house is going to burn down, you get a little bit scared.
For generations, the Smitty family has lived mountainside in Anderson County. As soon as father and son, Mark and Jaden, saw the flames Saturday night, there was no hesitation to protect their home.
My dad called and said the mountain's on fire, so I just came over there and got me and said grab a rake. So I just came down here and got a rake and started running up towards the mountain up there.
The pair says they raked for nearly 2 hours, doing what they could to slow the fire near their land.
I was like, that's coming right towards the house, but 2 men can't fight it.
In Mark's decades living there, he says there have been several fires similar to this one, but this is Jaden's first.
It was hot, and there was many times I wanted to turn around and go back down, but I seen my dad pushing, and I was kind of like, I can't stop now, so I just kept on pushing.
Now, Mark says he's confident in emergency responders to handle the blaze.
I ain't so much worried about my house. It's just the aftermath.
Now, multiple emergency crews are responding in Andes Ridge. A firefighter with Medford Volunteer Fire Department told me that the fire looks worse than it actually is. He said the smoke we are seeing right now is mostly from wooded area. There are homes at the bottom of the ridge, like the Smitty's home, but the firefighter said fire crews are on scene and protecting those homes in case the fire continues to spread. But the firefighter told me he's confident the situation will be taken care of. With the extreme dry weather all across the state, officials with the Tennessee Division of Forestry say everyone needs to be doing their part to take precautions.
If you're out in the woods, be safe on ATVs. If you have any campfires, you know, make sure you call and make sure it's safe and get a permit in your county if you're needing to burn stuff. Best right now probably just to wait on that. If you see anything suspicious, let your 911 know, your local county sheriff, because they need to know that stuff.
Official with the Division of Forestry told me that these issues are impacting the entire state right now. He says crews are tired and limited, so they're urging people to please be careful and do what they can to prevent fires.
Yeah, Lexi, thank you. The Division of Forestry tells us most of the county's resources went into a different fire on the west side. To give you perspective, both started Saturday. The top right is the Andes Ridge fire, and towards the west is the New River Highway fire. Last night, Forestry told us the fire was 75 acres and contained. Now that has jumped to 199 acres and only 80% contained. Now our WVLT First Alert weather team has been monitoring the drought for you for weeks now. Let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Jacob Durham. Jacob, right now, weather conditions are perfect for a wildfire to spread.
Yeah, that's right, Ellie. Unfortunately, with all the dry weather, we've got the leaves coming down, of course, during the fall season, and we're eventually going to add a little bit of wind into the mix, and not much in the way of rain opportunities until later in the week. Now, this is the latest drought monitor. This from back on Thursday. We'll get the newest update coming up on this Thursday, and of course, we'll break it down for you. We expect this to kind of expand a little bit, especially with the lack of rainfall in our area. So those areas that are impacting by those wildfires right now are under that severe to extreme drought drought, and that extends all the way back into southwestern Knox County as well, then back into the southern valley as well as the plateau. So that's why we're encouraging you not to burn, especially with winds picking up as we head into the upcoming week. Right now, temperature is pretty comfortable, 67 degrees here in Knoxville to 65 Oak Ridge, 63 Tazewell to 61 in Harlan, 68 down in Maryville to 59 Madisonville and Athens. The radar and cloud track, though, not much in the way of green on the map, unfortunately, and I don't expect that to change much over the next 4 to 5 days. Unfortunately, our next cold front looks to arrive by late in the week. As I mentioned, though, winds are picking up a little bit, and so are our temperatures. 75 degrees by your Monday afternoon after a pretty chilly start. So heading out the door, go ahead and grab that jacket. Go ahead and grab that light coat, but you can put it away for the afternoon. Winds, though, are going to be a factor for us. You'll see gusting 15 to 20 miles per hour during those afternoon hours. They're only going to increase as we await the arrival of our cold front. Next best opportunity for rain, that's coming on our Thursday into Friday. Of course, we'll break it down for you in your First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Now, no burn permits are being issued across East Tennessee due to these weather conditions. You're looking at how the National Park Service completes their prescribed burns. They already burned some acres on Friday. They continue to monitor conditions for the next good time to complete the process. The National Park Service says these burns have helped us to prevent encroachment of woody plant species and to preserve native herbaceous species that provide high quality cover and foraging opportunities for a diversity of wildlife, including deer, turkeys, and ground nesting birds. Last year, they weren't able to complete all the planned burns, but they hope to do that this year. We have reached out to see when the next burn will be.